Most of them are evil and are governing officials, but they will be punished for their acts of chaos, for all of the calamity that they created in this game that they call an economy. This capitalist nation, it's not just the United States. They will all be punished. But you will be punished for partaking in their games and accepting exactly what they have given unto us and fed us with a spoon for years. It's one thing being a generation to continue these cycles, and it's another thing as a generation of this current moment to to literally stagnate that cycle. Unfollowing celebrities, what is that going to do to you? They have money. They leveraged your time, so you value exactly what they give to you because your main thought is based off of lucrative exchanges. That's why debt is a real killer out here. Is a real murderer because we're living our life based off of these insured policies. Because that's what it is, a policy. You accept the terms to those conditions. Let's continue. Ignoring their foolish acts and don't repay them with your time given. With the time given unto you. That means what? Like I was talking about canceling artists and all of these things. That's not going to help anything. If you're still buying their product. If you're looking at the main corp that's playing Monopoly, you're looking at the big infrastructures that is literally controlling all of these, A, B, C plantations of businesses that are being orchestrated to display their imagery and narratives to you. That's where you cut things off. You don't cut things off from where the middleman is at. You cut off the middleman, the person that's doing all of the works inside, the planner, the person that orchestrates the plan. You cut them off. Because if you cut them off, the rest of the entire board is no longer going to work. It's like having a motherboard. You having a CPU, GPU, and every other things that come with it. Are you going to just snap in half? No, because the motherboard in some cases can still be processed. If certain pieces are intact, it will still process. It just might not give you the full capacity of what it was made to really process as. Meaning we're being irrational on how we feel because we're not meeting things to our demands. It doesn't change nothing. It really doesn't. And everybody's not realizing that. We're being fooled, played like pawns on every level we don't even realize and understand yet. But let's continue. Show the love of Yahusha in him, Yahuwah, always to others and never contradict your loyalty to him. Loyalty is the first thing. When you're loyal to the wrong things, this is when the next phrase is going to come is going to be very important. When you're loyal to the wrong things, it's going to be blinding because you put your time and your trust in it. So you will not see bad in anything because what you consider and what you desire is lustful, is of the moment. You can think of, oh yeah, let's make this amount of money and then and then retire at the age of 50. But you enjoyed your life and did the wrong things in life. Just so that you can have a house, a car that you pay taxes that is under your name. In your name. That you own. That you worked for 12 years, even if it's 5 years, 2, 3, 4 years, any time that Yahuwah has given to you, you pay taxes for those things. Remember, there's still money in the treasury, right? The treasury, is it treasury or treasury? I don't care really. It's one of the other two. There's still money in that they're not given to the public. So the question is, they have this thing where they burn money that is no longer active, meaning it's not that it's not currencyable, meaning it cannot be exchanged or it cannot be used for anything. They literally just burn it up because they can. Unused money, collateral damage. It's no longer usable, but that doesn't mean that it can't be used. It can still be used. It's just, as far as contracting the numbers and the serial numbers that is attached to it, it just doesn't really do much factors besides just being a number, meaning it was accounted for. And how could something that's registered be destroyed and shredded when there are thousands of people out here, billions of people out here that are in need of these substantial things, if that's what's so-called keeping our economy functional? They're literally burning money, telling you can't really, like, legally, we're not really supposed to, you know, have like actual gardens. But then if you say that you can do anything on your property, but then the moment you do something, you get taxed for having what you have on your property, that's not your property. That is a loan situation right there. Even if you construct, you have to pay for certain taxes. Like, fam, you're not really listening to what I'm saying. You have one thing where, okay, being responsible is very important. Having what you need is very important. Being able to do what you need to do in life is very important. But a lot of us that consider ourselves Christians, we're living a lifestyle based off the competition of others' expectations. Not the ideals of us actually living how we're supposed to live. That's why we, like, literally, if we were to go back, right, in the times of when there was no real supermarket, I can't imagine how many people would not be able to survive. Because everybody is always worried about going to the grocery store. They don't know nothing about plants, vegetation, or anything like that. They don't know about remedies, hermetic, practices of anything. They don't know nothing about that. And the people that are knowing about these things are straight spiritual activists, and the ones that be wearing crystals and all of this stuff. And listen, I don't have no problem with the community of, your beliefs, but realistically speaking, right, if you are under an influence, mind you, I give people terms. So if you ever watched any of my videos, not only on TikTok, YouTube, but on YouTube or Instagram, whatever the case is, right, you know exactly what I tell you what spirituality is. Because there's a difference between, like I said, the Holy Spirit and what? The spirit of religion. Remember, the spirit of religion practiced paganism, meaning they practice the practices of which our ancestors, well, some of our ancestors or predecessors, right, practice, which was considered what? Pagan activities. They worshiped the sun. They worshiped the trees. They didn't talk to the sun or the trees. They worshiped it. They consider those things as what were the phenomena of this entire reality right now in this world, as pantheons, the skies, the water. Let's continue. Leadership is shown in the act of righteousness, understanding with a sense of purity and love as examples. When you walk in righteousness, you know the difference between doing what's right and doing what you feel is right. And of course, I'm not going to say that they're not. No, even in Revelations, it speaks on how people will be blinded to the truth on purpose, because they never wanted to learn the truth. They never wanted to be a part of the truth. They chose their side hustle. They chose their main hustle. They chose the economical exchanges of their time for money, for their life. That's why people are killing for money. People are doing all of these things for money. Remember what I just said, a lifestyle of people's expectations.